to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 believe. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. Listen to your heart. 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 Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one for me. You just believe. 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 Believe. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand. 'Cause you are the one.
Back and fucking active for the Liverpool match, boys. Liverpool, what a game. But first thing I want to call out, first thing I want to start with is how Jurgen Klopp fucking Egypt starting off crying about, oh, well, City can do what they want, City can do what they want. Fuck him. He's after signing Darwin Nunez, who's running about 85 million. He has broken world records on centre halves and goalkeepers. And he's losing the rag over this, over little City. I can't believe it.
It's funny.
I can't believe
It's
it.
very funny. I like it.
It's
I love
very
to
funny.
see it. I love to see it. The wheels have fucking fallen off. Like,
I'm not going to go that far. Just
oh no,
yet.
I'm going that far. The wheels have fallen off. Well and truly fallen off. The wheels. They are 11th. They showed the graphic of the Premier League table that went down to 11th just to show Liverpool in the league table, which is a disgrace, by the way. They've never ever got, when they've shown the league table on Sky, it's always been top half, first to 10th. They went down to 11th just so Liverpool could be on screen, which is typical of that, innit? And if you rewind to, what was it, July, about 3-4 months ago, Jurgen Klopp was saying, they've got 4 of the best centre-halves in the world, 2 of the best full-backs in the world, and they don't even speak about the goalkeeper. He's supposed to be the best manager in the world. Where is that? It's sat in 11th. Sat in 11th. If you've got 4 of the best centre-halves in the world, then if 1 or 2 become injured, you shouldn't be struggling. You shouldn't be conceding goals. If you've got 2 of the best full-backs and 4 of the best central defenders, you shouldn't be conceding goals. If you've got a great goalkeeper, you shouldn't be conceding 3 at home to Brighton. No disrespect, I love Brighton, but you shouldn't be conceding 3 at home to Brighton. You shouldn't be, what was it, they conceded 2 against Fulham, first day of the season. Like, that shouldn't be happening. You've just given Salah a brand new spanking contract worth like 400 grand a week. He scored 2 goals in the Premier League. He was getting best player in the world shouts, It's
You got them off me.
Yeah, he got him off me for a time, to be fair. But
it was during the stream. It was during this fixture last year. It's kind of when we were like, this guy is top draw. This man could be the best in the world. When he tore us apart and scored. But since it was a turn of the year. I don't know where we're being so Liverpool centric. I'm going to get off them after this. But since the turn of the year, he's really not been firing. And
the
that
laser
is all
pens.
lined up.
It's the laser pens. They got into his head. The laser pens. They got into his head. The man has been. I don't understand. Like, again, he scored a hat trick against. It's Rangers, lads. It's Rangers. Calm yourselves.
Yeah.
This is all set up for him to go score, but it's Rangers. Just relax. They've scored over half of their goals this season against Rangers and Bournemouth. Like, come on.
Oh, hang on, new club code.
Oh dear. What is it?
I'm not even reading it. It's actually that bad.
Listen, I hate the thing about spending as well. Like, you're all right with the spending thing. They spent more on Nunez than we spent on Haaland, but they're going on about, we can't spend that amount of money. We're a self-sustaining club now. The Sheikh doesn't pour any money into us anymore. He doesn't go and give us a 300 million war chest every summer and go, listen, sign the best of the best. We sell players and we sign players off of what we make, which, granted, we make a lot of money because, I mean, we're one of the best run clubs in the world. We are part of this umbrella of multiple clubs across the globe that are owned by the same set of people. We always bring in great young players and then sell them on for decent prices, like we did this summer. We sold key parts of title-winning teams this summer as well. We got rid of them, and then we just went and replaced them. Like, we ended up in a net spend profit. This whole thing of net spend, we ended up in a profit, but, you know, sports washing. We always just dump 100 million every summer. But, I mean, if you just do basic research, you'll understand that we spend what we make. We spend what we make. We win the Premier League. We have a high budget. I mean, it's not too hard to understand, is it?
No, it's like you said, it's a self-sustaining club. We're not having that pumped into us. We're running off our own thing, which is why you've seen some of the player sales kind of go up and the spikes and the prices and all that, because we literally are spending what we are earning when it comes to Premier League champions, transfer income. Again, we were net positive this year, weren't we?
Yeah, we were net positive. Even after we signed a Kanji light on, we're still positive. 15 million well spent.
15 million quid, and he would walk into that team. Yeah, right. I'm getting off. I'm gonna start getting people hooked up. We're chatting big game now at the minute, Mr. Joseph. But I'm here to chat even bigger game. I'm going out straight away. I'm gonna tell you all how fucking confident I am in this game. And Joe will tell you that's a poison, and it probably is, but I am unbelievably confident in this game. We are going to go out. We're going to do them. Win in front of fans. That's all bollocks for the minute. Like, everyone says, oh, they don't win in front of fans. Don't win in front of fans. And that same set of people say, oh, Anfield, what is it called? Atmosphere is a myth. Like, you know what I mean? They're all the same people who say that. So it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. We broke the duck back in 2020? It's 2020, wasn't it?
2021.
2021, we broke the duck. Are we going to continue it? I fucking think so, man.
I mean, you see the Pep coach, didn't you? Well, I assume you have anyway, saying that he thinks that the last two times we played them, which were both 2-2 draws, he thought we were soft. We were soft. We needed to be more ruthless. It's hard to be ruthless, of course, because we didn't have a robot, you know, leading the line at the time. But, like, we just needed to be so much more ruthless. That game, especially that home game, oh my Jesus, we absolutely pasted them. We should have scored about 4. Genuinely, we should have absolutely run riot against them. And listen, I'm not looking forward to going to Anfield because I've said this before about referees. The crowd can sway a referee's decision. I mean, we saw it last year. Milner should have been sent off. Like, it's so. There was murmurs. I say murmurs. The big rumours sort of coming out. I think it was the 1920 season when we went to Anfield, where there was a couple of handballs that were missed. There was rumours that the VAR wasn't even turned on. There's rumours saying that it wasn't even turned on. Like, it's such an annoying place to go because over the last few years when we've gone there, the decisions seem to go their way. I mean, even when we went and beat them without Van Dijk and without a crowd 4-1, they still ended up getting that bollocks Salah penalty because he just felt a little tap and he went over like he'd been shot. Like, I know all about this because I've seen it happen over and over and over again. Even in the Champions League, it's not even just the English officials. It's happened in the Champions League as well. It is something about Anfield that maybe our players don't even fear it anymore. I know fans fear this whole thing because it just genuinely is annoying, but it might not even be the players. The officials, like, they suffer from it as well. You can see in some of the decisions. Liverpool fans probably disagree with me on this because, I mean, why would they agree with me on that? Why would they say how the referees favour them? But in my mind, it's true. In my mind, I've seen enough evidence to suggest that they are favoured in their stadium. You can probably say the same about us at times as well, because That's just what happens with the big teams. They seem to get favourable decisions when they're at home, which is not great to see. Obviously, you kind of just shut up and take it when it happens to your team, because oftentimes it benefits you. But, you know, the consistency, Anthony Taylor, I'm not looking forward to Anthony Taylor. I despise that man as a referee. I think Chelsea fans hate him. We hate him. Liverpool fans hate him. United fans hate him. Literally, every single big club hates him because they all think they favour everybody else. Like, how bad of a referee do you have to be where each and every single club doesn't like you because they think they favour the other team? Like, when we play City, if it was Manchester Derby tomorrow and Anthony Taylor was the referee, United fans would be going mad saying he favours us, and we'd be going mad saying he favours United. Like, he's a piss poor referee. I'm sorry, he's a piss poor referee.
He's a very bad referee, but he's nowhere near the worst. Like, I watched Tottenham. I watched Tottenham today. That Paul Tierney is the worst referee I've ever seen across England, Ireland, Europe. He is the worst referee I've ever seen. And he was the one, I'm pretty sure, who done this at Anfield last year, and he was on the VAR the year it was turned off.
It's listen, we're not going to get any good officials regardless of who you choose. They're all inconsistent. They all depend. It depends how they wake up in the mornings to how they deal with the game, essentially. There is zero consistency whatsoever. You just have to put up with it. At the end of the day, if we're good enough, we'll win the game. The referees cannot cost you a game. If you play good enough, you win the game most of the time. Of course, you can get sucker punched, which is something that maybe Liverpool are thinking they're going to try and do this time, because they're not the Liverpool of old. They're not the big, scary high-line gegenpress Liverpool of the last couple of seasons where, they have been tough to beat. Against Rangers, they went 4-4-2 and sat a bit deeper. Like, if they do that, they'll probably stand a better chance. Maybe not winning, because again, I'm confident in my team. But
very confident.
If they go back to a 4-3-3 for Salah out wide and play a ridiculous high line, they are going to hold 4 or 5. It's that simple. Like, they did it. What?
Did you say a 4-3-3-4? No,
4-3-3.
I thought you went Ben AFC. I thought you went Ben AFC as that name of FIFA formation. Lamb. Got playing Ram, Cam. Listen, if they play a high line, we saw this again in the Community Shield, right? They played that ridiculous high line in the Community Shield, but we couldn't exploit it because my favourite player of all time, Kevin De Bruyne, right, couldn't play a through ball. Alvarez is your favourite.
My mind always goes back to that Liverpool game in the Community Shield where De Bruyne was clearly so off it. He had, like a 60% pass accuracy that game? It was dreadful, right? He couldn't beat the first man for a through ball. They were playing a ridiculously high line. Haaland could have been played in 3 or 4 times in behind that high line, and you guarantee he probably would have scored one of them. I know he missed a sitter late on, but the game was over. So if they set up in a high line, De Bruyne's more on it. De Bruyne is he's more on it. He should be aiming to get Haaland in behind, which is something that, if they play a high line, that's why I think it genuinely could be 4. This is a game where it's almost like Liverpool will win like 2-1, where they'll just sucker punches a couple of times, or they will get absolutely hammered and they will lose 4-0, something like that. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it, because I think the way the game's going to go is depending on how Liverpool decide to go for it. I think that we've almost come to an understanding of what we're going to do. The predicted 11's on the screen. We kind of know that we're forced into that sort of a back 4 with a centre-half playing in a full-back position. But, I called for it in the Community Shield. I said, why are we not imposing our game on Liverpool? I think we're better than them, at least on paper. And that might be something that we try and do, because Liverpool, at the moment, have no idea where they want to go. They don't know what they want to do with their team. Kanate is not in training. He's a doubt, and Matip's out, and Trent's out, and Robertson's played about 10 minutes. So they're all over the place. Yeah,
it's setting up really bad. I'm just going to cut over the top for 2 seconds, because we've got a $10 super chat from the Second City Saint. He says, we are making a statement tomorrow. New sub from MYC. Thank you, man. That's class, man. Isn't it? Like, I know we do check all where the viewers will be from, like the whole thing on the YouTube video, but it's actually mad seeing people watching from MYC, watching from Trinidad and Tobago. It's Real, man. That is so cool, man. Thanks so much for that. We appreciate it. Obviously, we never asked for those super chats, so thanks so much. You didn't have to do that. But who else have we got in the chat? Daniel, as per usual, what did he say? 7-0. Can we please shut the Scousers up tomorrow? 7-0. And Anthony Taylor is a fake bald head fraud. Brilliant.
Fake bald head. What is he running around with?
The cap.
He's running around with a bald cap on.
It's a ball cap. Who else have we got? Glenn and Julian. If I see Mahrez Grealish tomorrow, I won't watch. That's a lie. Kerwin, big man Kerwin. I hope Pep has outgrown his overthinking Twitch. I think he has, to be honest. Do you think?
I hope so. I mean, again, I go back to the predicted 11 that's on the screen. If he doesn't go with that, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's thinking. This should be the most nailed-on team selection of the season. This has been, for now, given the injuries that we've got and given, the form that players have been in, this is the go-to team right now. If we had to put out our best team. If you tell me right now, what is the best team? This is the best team we've got available, because the other players that are sort of in and around the bench either aren't playing well, they're just coming back from an injury, or they are currently injured. So right now, this is what it should go with. If he doesn't go with this, I think he's overthought it, personally. If he doesn't go with that, it's plain for me to say. I have seen countless teams on Twitter that are this exact team on Twitter. I've seen this exact predicted 11 on Twitter multiple times. I think everyone's almost in sort of a unanimous agreement that this is exactly what he should do. If he doesn't do it, I think he's overthought it a little bit. But I mean, listen, if he doesn't go with that and it works, he'll look like a genius, won't he? But if that's the thing of being a manager, isn't it? If he doesn't do that and it works, he looks like a genius. If he does something else and it doesn't work, then he looks like a fool and he gets called a fraud, a bald fraud, fraudiola. He gets wheeled out again because he's gone and done something that he probably shouldn't have done. He's gone and changed the team, overthought himself, and we've dropped points again. We can't really afford to drop points because, Arsenal, they went and they're currently top, aren't they? And they also play tomorrow, as far as I'm aware, with their Thursday schedule. And obviously, City Arsenal was supposed to be next week, which has been postponed. So we will be games in hand FC, meaning that we need to get points on the board so that when the games in hand come, we're not going and doing mental maths in our head, going, if we win this game, we're here. If we draw this game, we're here. If we win this and they lose and we got these games in hand, if we win our games in hand. I absolutely hate when this happens, because it's Arsenal and Spurs have been postponed. We're having 2 games postponed, which means we're now all doing mental maths going, well, if we win our games in hand, we don't even know when our games in hand are. Like, it's weird. But anyway, this is a game that we need to win because, I mean, listen, we should be winning this. Even though it's at Anfield, we should be winning this. Arsenal beat Liverpool, albeit they were at home. United beat Liverpool, even though they were at home. Just because we're going to Anfield, we still should be winning. Like, if we... Arsenal right now, the big talk is, are they in the title race? Right now, they are top of the league table, and that is where we want to be. So, in order for us to get there, we need to win games. And we need to win... I think it was... I can't remember who said it, but it was pretty much spot on for the league title race. Arsenal are like Team B and we're Team A. Arsenal don't need to be better than against Team A. They need to be better against Team C to Team Z. They need to be better. They need to match or better our results against the rest of the table. And it doesn't matter what they do against us. If they do, what we can't do against the rest of the league table, they're going and win the league. It doesn't matter if we're better than them. We need to match their results. We need to better their results. And they beat Liverpool. So we need to go and beat Liverpool.
Yep. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself, man. Now, who else we got? Rembolic says we have very versatile centre backs and we play a full back too. I think that's going to be massive tomorrow. I tell you what, we'll give the team prediction in a couple of minutes. Hoyline Haaland in behind. We said that too. He is going to be rampant if that's how they play. But again, they seem to be setting up in a little more reserve side against Rangers. It's probably how they're going to go for us. I'm afraid that could be dirty. What is Chris Paulson saying? He says he won't go with it, Joe. Watch, put Rodri at striker. Yeah, do that. I really cannot see him overthinking this. But I will say, if there's a change I can see him making, it'll be to get Gundogan in there and Bernardo will be pushed out right, and that could be truly dreadful.
Could.
It could be, but I wouldn't be against it in spirit. getting Gundogan in, having Bernardo go wherever he wants.
I'd be more against playing Foden on the left, to be honest. That's the main thing I'd be most against.
You just can't drop Foden. You can't drop Foden.
Like, yeah, you can't move him away from the right. Even if you want to shoehorn. Anyway, we had this conversation. I think it was Q and Dabs on the show last night. They had this conversation. Would you start Grealish or would you start Gundogan and put Bernardo out wide? You start Grealish because Grealish is not an impact player off the bench. He's not going to come and get you a goal or an assist. We know this. Everyone goes mad about his stats. He plays well, but he doesn't get goals or assists. You don't want that coming off your bench. You want someone like Gundogan coming off your bench who will get you a goal, or and be able to calm things down if we're ahead in a game and be able to see it out. Like, Gundogan is far more impactful off the bench than Grealish is. So I think I'd bring Gundogan off the bench if you're going to play him. Like, for as good as he is, and he's club captain and everything, it's probably one of our most impactful players off the bench. We used to have this sort of Gabriel Jesus who used to come and bring energy. We used to think, yeah, he's an impactful player off the bench because he'll just come and run his socks off for like half an hour. Gundogan is sort of the opposite of that. He won't run his socks off. Like, he doesn't cover the most ground on the football pitch. We know that. We know that he's not that sort of player, but he will get you a goal. We saw it against Aston Villa last season. Come on and got 2 goals. Like, he's capable of doing that. Grealish is not capable of doing that. For as much as he's played well, he's not capable of coming off the bench and turning around a game. Like, he wouldn't do that. That's the exact reason why, if he doesn't start a game, he's not really being brought on as a substitute unless we are winning, and it's purely for the sake of getting in minutes. Like, he's just not a good bench player. Like, if you're going to play him, you've got to start him.
Yeah, 100%. That, like, I completely agree with the thing about Grealish. I mean, you saw when we played Villa, when we were over there, he brought on Gundogan because he thought he could go out and do it Grealish again. He's one of them, man. You just kind of put in to see it out, or like you say, you start him and let him play for the entire game and let him dictate the tempo, because that's what he's good at. Who else? Now, let's go back. I know I'm going back to chat. I want to see. I feel like Alvarez will start. Oh, God, no. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry.
No. He got the 90. Listen, he got the 90. He got the 90 against Copenhagen.
Yeah. Dan, I do love you. And I know you love Aranya, as you call him. But by Jesus, no. By God, no. Not tomorrow. Don't take the piss, because he genuinely cannot. He can't fuck around with it now. He knows the team, and I think that's the team to play. We haven't got a
playing a 4-4 fucking 2. You don't play Alvarez. He got his 90 minutes against Copenhagen. Yeah, fair enough. It was against 10 men, and he had nothing to do apart from going to push people over a couple of times. And he did actually score against Liverpool the last time we played them in the Community Shield. He was the player who scored against them, but again, he came off the bench because he's another impact player. He'll just come and run his socks off and just be a nuisance at the end of the day. So he's another player that I'd rather bring off the bench than, like, who do you bench? Realistically, who do you bench to bring in Julian Alvarez? What do you take? What do you take Grealish out? Like, that
will be the overarching consensus. Take Grealish out, but you can't take him out.
Yeah, I've just seen him there. Alvarez has more goals than Grealish. Yeah, but if you bench Grealish, he's not going to play a part against Liverpool, or he can't play a part against Liverpool, because again, like I said, he doesn't impact the game. Coming off the bench, getting you a goal or an assist, he doesn't do that. Like, that's not something you want. Again, you've got to think about these things. I know you love him, Dan, but you're in dreamland thinking he's going to start at Anfield.
Yeah, no, there's no chance, and I wouldn't risk it either. I wouldn't risk it at all. Bring him on. Again, impact sub. We're only talking about that there, where you can have a Gundogan's your impact sub. You can have a Mahrez who's capable of getting a goal. Alvarez is ideal for it as well, because again, you think about it, we're going to need the press in the last few minutes. When you need someone to come on, if you're chasing a goal, if you have the press there, defence, Alvarez is a fucking shoe-in. And we saw that in the Community Shield. I thought it was fantastic when he came on. I'd play Carson, brilliant. John Costa, thank you. I'm really looking forward. I'm really, really looking forward. I'm looking forward to see how Virgil van Dijk handles Haaland. Because you can't sit off that man.
Yes, I could use the picture.
I know, shut up. I was going to let it be natural.
Yes.
It's on. Yeah, but as I was saying, they play a lot. They're known for playing a high line. If they play a high line, he's getting caught out. But if they sit deep and try Virgil van Jockey him, I'm sorry.
Virgil van Gallagher, hands behind his back.
There's very little you can do to stop Haaland, as seeing during this year. I think the only one league game he didn't score in was Bournemouth. Am I right in saying that?
You are. Van Dijk was being asked if he could stop Haaland. He said maybe.
Oh,
yes! We are here. We have arrived.
That's really good. That's really good. Right. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how he can handle it.
I've just been told to be put in the sin bin by John Ghost.
I genuinely wanted it, but then I realised I would not be on the video.
He'd be gone if that happened. So unfortunately, that would either have to wait or stream over. See you later.
The only thing Grealish does is running is a fucking dreadful take, Mr. Toby, I'm afraid. That is an awful, awful take. The man sets the tempo.
Is that the Toby from the Big Six? I know he's got an agenda.
I fucking hope not, because by God, Toby, if you're on a football show, man, you're talking like that, that is just poor. I don't think it is.
Knowledge. Where's your ball Bible?
That's bad. Where's your ball Bible, bro? Put your ball Bible on the table. I really don't want to mispronounce it. I'm just going to say Zahib. That's what we're going with. I'm sorry if it's wrong. You can correct me if you want. Man City are 22 away games unbeaten. We haven't lost the first game of last season was just Tottenham, which you did a watch it on for, and oh my God, it was the worst thing ever.
Do you know how many we've drawn actually? How many away games we've drawn this season? It's fucking dreadful. Like for as good as it is, we've been unbeaten. We've drawn Villa, Newcastle, Copenhagen.
Yeah, but Copenhagen, there's a...
It's an away game and it still counts. Like, we're drawing a lot of away games.
If that fucking dog doesn't be quiet. We go with it.
We've got a good away record. It is a very good away record. We're unbeaten since the first game of last season, for fuck's sake, right? Discounting the Community Shield because it's a neutral game. It's a neutral venue. It doesn't count as away. Neither team's home, neither team's away. But we are drawing a few away games, which... Yeah. I mean, it naturally does concern me a little bit because it just... Dog. Like, it's not even a problem about scoring goals because that Newcastle game was 3-3. We just couldn't keep the ball at the back of the net. So essentially, like, it is on the line. We are close. I don't think we've beaten it yet or equaled it, but we are close to that Man United Ole Gunnar Solskjaer COVID record of away games unbeaten in the Premier League. Which would be nice to get over because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer holding a managerial record doesn't sit right with me at all whatsoever. And also Virgil van Gallagher is his Anfield unbeaten run is also on the line. He's never lost a game at Anfield, which obviously the jokes have come out, haven't they? That Klopp's going to bench him just to keep the record intact. That's not going to happen. But something is going to have to give. Either we're going to drop points or Virgil van Dijk's Anfield record is going to be over. Like, something's got to give. Like, we're either going to finally lose our unbeaten run or Van Dijk's going to lose his unbeaten run. Unless it's a draw and then nothing happens and it's very boring and we just have to live with it, I suppose. But it's about time we beat them. I did see a stat on and it was like we'd only won like 3 of our last 14 against Liverpool, which, again, it's not good. It's not good. Last season we played them 3 times. We didn't win at all once. Drew twice, lost once. It's not a great record considering they win the battle but we win the war. They beat us but we go win the league. I want to actually beat them this time because I don't want this turning into another Spurs. I hate playing Spurs. I'm actually more confident for this game than I am against Spurs, and I bought a ticket to go to see Spurs. I don't know why, but I did.
Shame about what happened, really.
Shame about what happened, really. I mean, I wasn't actually going to go to it, and then it's got postponed, so I might actually go to it now. But I am genuinely more scared of playing Spurs than this Liverpool team at the moment. At the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm actually genuinely the same. I'm sat here, I'm never confident. Again, long time watchers know I'm never confident. I'll turn around and say, who have we got after this with Chit? Who the fuck have we got after this?
Come on, rack your brain. Come on.
Oh, don't be testing me. Stop.
Knowledge.
Stop.
Knowledge, truth, integrity.
It was meant to be Arsenal. It was meant to be Arsenal. It's not Chelsea.
Come on.
It's not Chelsea.
It's literally a week today, Saturday. Come on.
Yeah,
they've got a good away day. They've got a good away day.
Ah! Brighton. Actually got a good look at them yesterday. They were really good. Amanda Zerbi is gas. You mentioned the Tottenham one. We have 116 and drawn 6. Can't stand Spurs. Spurs are alright. We know a good few Tottenham fans. Well, I do. I think it's great. Let's see. That thread is amazing. All right, I don't know what thread that is, but I'd like to see it. I'd like to see that. Who else? I said maybe. Yeah, there you go. Joe loves that. We can't actually sing that, so don't try, Joe.
I'm not even going to bother, but I'm looking for it because it is. There's two big talking points. The two big talking points are obviously Haaland and Nunez, because Nunez costs more, but he's shite. That's the main talking. That's the main talking point.
Bad.
Well, obviously the bigger one, the biggest one of the weekend is Haaland Van Dijk 2.0. Obviously, Virgil van Gallagher got the better of him in the Community Shield. Well, this is a completely different Haaland. My word, he looks so much better than he did in that Community Shield game. He was just kind of out here.
Yeah,
in the Community Shield game. Now he's well, listen, Harry Kane has 11 goal involvements in 10 Premier League games, and no one is talking about it because Haaland has 14 Premier League goals. 15? 14, 15? I think it's 15 now. Fucking hell. I'm losing count already. Like, this is not even the biggest test. Again, Spurs is 15. The big litmus test for Haaland with their low block.
But this could be a low block. Let's not just go out and assume this is going to be another high line. Which,
I don't think
again,
Klopp has it in him to change from high line to low block. He might go lower line. Not a low block. I am looking forward to seeing how Van Dijk adapts, because again, like the picture on screen, the man just Virgil van Jockey. Like, the reason this is factual information. The reason why he went like 2 years without being dribbled past is because the man just stands off you, man, and backs up whenever someone runs at him. That is why he never got dribbled past. I know people brought out that record being like, oh, he's such a great defender. The man just backs off and backs off and backs off and backs off until you just make a mistake because of poor judgment. Like, he used to do that all the time against us. He used to back off Raheem Sterling and he'd just panic and just fuck it into him. Like, people like Gabriel Jesus, same thing. He'd just back off until he made a mistake because he couldn't make his mind up. And fair enough, it worked, because I don't think anyone kind of expects a defender to just back off until their own penalty area and go on, mate, shoot. Go on, mate, make a decision. Like, I don't think attackers expected to get that far, which helped him. But now people have figured him out. People have figured out that he's not putting in tackles. The man is just backing off, and it's like, right, I can have a run at you here because you're just going to back off. You're just going to stand off me and let me, do my thing. So, hopefully Haaland actually has a run, because we're seeing it a bit more now, aren't we? He's getting more touches, getting more involved in the build-up play, dropping a bit deeper. They worked on it for Man United. He's sort of bringing it into other games now. We saw it against Southampton as well. So I'm hoping that there might be a couple of chances where he just drops deep and just turns and goes, right, here you are, Virgil, mate. Keep up. Come on, keep up. One of those.
I've not seen a top centre half get figured out not even as quickly ever as I have seen with Virgil van Dijk. I mean, the thing was always going around, he drops deep, doesn't let anyone doesn't really put a foot in. But he's like that. He's that kind of he's a conservative defender, whereas you see all-time greats he is, but I wouldn't have him as the best. People like Nemanja Vidic, he never set off anyone. Company didn't set off anyone. I don't like Rio Ferdinand, but he didn't set off anyone. Like, fantastic footballers. They go in for it. They don't just leave it up to chance and say, oh, well, they get afraid of as someone said in the comments, Van Aura. You get afraid of the aura. That's not working anymore. He doesn't have that aura about him anymore. It's because people have figured him out. I think you're dead right for this. He was in the Booger Man. I don't know if it's Booger Man or Booger Man T, but whatever it is, man. Everybody be respectful. You get some idiots to take the piss. Get a few.
No, he's just he's better than company. Shush, man. Stick your ball knowledge in the bin.
Ooh, Virgil van Aura. I agree with you boys, but he was the best centre back of all time 2 years ago. Back off Aura defending. But
this is what it took ages.
Last year. Oh yeah, I remember that.
I don't know. It's taken surprisingly long for Premier League forwards and managers to figure out that the man's weakness is just running at him. Like, the man is terrified. He's not terrified. He's not scared. I don't think he is scared, but he still doesn't like someone running at him. He will still just back off. Because he knows that if he makes a tackle and he misses it, they're in one-on-one with the goalkeeper. That plays on his mind. Of course, you don't want to do that, but it's almost like make it so that you either win the ball or you take the man and you get the yellow card, like something like that. Because the risk that he's now running, which he used to get away with because attackers never thought they'd get that far and they genuinely didn't think they'd have to make that decision of, you know, shooting or laying it off to someone. But now that attackers are figuring out that if you just run at him, he'll back away until he's in the penalty area, then, you know, they're getting close, they're getting shots away on goal, and people are now figuring out that, you know, he will just back off you until you get to the box, and then he'll try and do something around the box when, you know, he has to actually finally do something. And again, I'm surprised it's taken someone this long to figure out that is the way to beat him. Like what he was at the top for 2-3 years when people were calling him one of the greatest Premier League centre halves of all time. I saw immediately then that the reason no one was getting past him is because he wasn't allowing anyone to go past him, because he was following them backwards down the pitch as they were running forwards. Which again, like he can do that because he has the speed to be able to, you know, play the high line, and then if someone breaks it, he can recover and get in front of them. Like he can recover into that position. But you've seen that goal against United. I think it was John Costa brought it up. Sancho made him do the mannequin challenge. Dear mother of God. You know it's bad when James Milner's having a go at you for your defending. Like, at that point, you have to cop on and go, listen, maybe I should. He literally screamed at him. I'm no professional lip reader, right? But I could see that he was screaming at him to get out to him, to try and block the shot. If that was any of our defenders, Ruben Diaz puts anything on the line to get in front of that. Anything on the line to get in front of that.
It's not even just Diaz. Let's be clear. Every centre half for us does that. And that's not to say that the other centre halves for Liverpool don't, because I do think Canate is very aggressive. He's very good. I'd actually be somewhat content with him missing tomorrow because I think he's that good, and he will be on. He'll be on that striker like a light. Not to say that Haaland can't handle it, but Van Dijk is very conservative. I think do I want to say I think the whole not getting dribble past thing really got into his head. I think it really, really got into his head. But now someone's doing it every second week now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not uncommon. Like, it used to be Sanic and just do it. Maybe who would have been an on-form Rashford would have been able to do it. But now Wilfred Zaha's dropping him. Like,
he was terrified of having to put the challenge on making a mistake and giving away his like GOAT status, essentially, because that's what people were saying. They were putting him in the same bracket as the best Premier League defenders of all time.
He's not. He's done it for about 3 or 5 years.
Again, recency bias. He has won a Premier League title. Yeah, fair enough. But like, he's nowhere near the greats of the Premier League because he hasn't had the longevity. His style of defending is very unorthodox. It's not really defending, really, realistically. I mean,
no.
The one a couple of years ago where we drew 0-0, Mahrez missed a penalty, could have ended Van Dijk's record fucking there and then. Who got past him? Sané got past him and he bundled him over and gave away the penalty.
Yeah.
Because he was forced into defending. He was forced into making a tackle. And, you know, he fucked it. I'm not saying he's going to do that and he always makes a mistake, but again, it's things like that can play in your mind mentally, even if it's just like a rough patch of form where he's just like at this current moment in time where Liverpool aren't very good, they're leaking goals, the confidence isn't very high. He's probably just going to stand off his man because he's afraid to make a mistake that punishes his team even further. Because, you know, even if the confidence is low, it can still get much, much lower. It can still go lower. If he makes a mistake and it costs his team a goal, gets sent off, gives away a penalty, and, you know, Liverpool lose the game, confidence is rock bottom again. Everything that they did against Rangers, the 7 goals, in the bin, just like that.
I think there is no rock bottom when it comes to confidence in that in a particular skill. I think it can only go down and down and down until you think you're at rock bottom. Then it realise it can go down, and then next thing you know, boom, you're getting beaten off the dribble by Andre Ayew. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Respect Andre Ayew, man. Come on.
Yeah, he's got a fuck. No, I know one of that channels, so I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go. Yeah, I tell you what, you brought up the whole fucking Nunez Haaland thing. How was it a debate? First of all, I know you get to use your picture now.
Yes.
So,
Central C.
First of all, how was it a debate? Right, Erling Haaland has now scored, I think, as many hat tricks as Darwin Nunez has played Premier League games. He is. That's not right, is it? That's definitely not right. It doesn't matter.
I don't think that's exactly right.
I think it would have been last week before Southampton.
Should I check?
Yeah,
How many
please
hat tricks has Haaland done in the Premier League? What, Forest, United?
do. Can't remember.
He's got
Palace.
another one. Palace. Let me check how many Premier League goals
That's three.
our mate Central season.
No, it's not goals. It's games.
Oh, fine. Let's see how many our mate Central season then. Lunching his sensations over there on the screen. Listen. Funny images.
Yeah,
I got permission before anyone says anything. I did get permission from a certain Hugh Murray that I could use these for this stream.
This has Murray's fingerprints on it. If it wasn't Central C, he wouldn't be fucking in it. Let's be. Yeah.
I got permission.
Yeah. Kanate is out. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's confirmed he is Adam or AD.
Premier League stats. I think as the appearances 5, subs 2. So yeah, as many hat tricks as the man has starts in the Premier League. He only has 2 goals. I mean, listen, bless him. Scored against Arsenal, did the crying celebration. They then proceeded to go and hold 3.
I'm just shitting it. Don't be shitting it. Don't be shitting it, man. That was the internet. I think the internet got a bit funky there, but it doesn't matter. Don't be shitting it, man. We're going to tank them. I'm very confident, lads. Danny Moore says 4-1 Haaland, Foden, KDB. That's a strong prediction. It's a really strong prediction. We're leading Man City. You haven't lost a game since Leicester. Jesus, that was a bad old game. That one. That was
the last time that we've took the lead that we lost, and we played Eric Garcia in that game. Eric Garcia, Nathan Ake centre half. That was before Nathan Ake turned into the greatest Dutch defender of all time, by the way.
Of course.
That's mad actually, and it bodes well because Liverpool always concede first. This season, they always concede first. Arsenal, Rangers. I can't remember the last time that they scored first. Bournemouth, because they kept a clean sheet, is the one that comes to my mind. I don't think they've scored first since then. Like, they are constantly going down a goal. And if that stat there, when leading, we haven't lost a game since Leicester. Like, their records will come to an end. Records are there to be broken. Like, that will not last until the end of time. But with that record, and with the record of Liverpool, I think they're, based on the first half, they've won one Premier League game this season, which again, Bournemouth, because they get the clean sheet, they put 9 past them. That doesn't bode well. That doesn't bode well at all. Like, again, records are on the line here, and that can play a part in the game. That can play a part because mentally going into a game thinking, oh, my record's on the line, or this team's record's on the line. Like, they are thoughts that can go around in your head going, oh, what if we lose? This record comes to an end. I don't want that to happen. Like Van Dijk's currently looking at this game, probably going, I haven't lost a game here yet. I don't want that to happen on Sunday. Same thing with Pep. They're probably going, we haven't lost an away game in ages. I don't want that to come to an end here. I don't want to lose at Anfield again.
Definitely. Like you said, records are there to be broken. And I think there will be a record broken tomorrow. No, you know what? I'm certain to be a record. And I'm certain to be Virgil van Dijk's record, mate. Look, all eras come to an end, you know what I mean? That's all I'll say. I'm a Liverpool fan, boys. At the right shit. Right, yeah, that makes sense. When you're
his pictures, Jurgen Klopp. I think he came in for the James Redmond stream, and nice fella, but he's been shitting it for the last few days now. And
listen, you are me normally, bad. Bro. He's just like me for real.
From an outlooker going in, right? You're looking at this and going, oh, these guys are really confident. This man above me right here, right, is never, ever, ever, ever confident in a game. A few days ago, I think it was the Copenhagen one, he was like, yeah, we're going to lose against Liverpool. Now he's changed his mind, right, because he's seen things getting in his head. I tell you for a fact, right, last season, I think it was straight after that 3-2 loss to Spurs, played Everton away, and this man said we were going to lose to relegation-threatened Everton.
Just to be clear, we scraped the win by the bottom of the barrel.
He was still wrong, but however, the best part about that story was he said we were going to beat Spurs. He said we're going to beat Spurs, we lost. He said we're going to lose to Everton, we won. That is exactly how this has gone. He's so not confident when going into a game if we've lost or we've drawn or if it's against certain teams, and then we'll go and win. Like he thought we were getting tonked against United this season. He thought we were getting hammered. We were 4-0 up at half time.
We won 6-3. 2-0 with a clean sheet or a 4-2 win. At Anfield with a clean sheet is more classic, 100%.
Yeah, I'd take 3 points, to be honest, because...
Oh, here, it could be 7-6 for all I care. I will take
1-0,
3.
1-0 goal in the first minute, holding on for 89. It would be painful to watch. It would be, honestly, I don't think I could watch the last 10 minutes if it was like that, but I would take it. Like, 3 points is 3 points. We win at Anfield. We go, if we win at Anfield this year, there's no excuse why we can't just go, what Anfield curse? What Van Dijk never losing at Anfield? We've already been through that. Like, sometimes, again, we say this about players in terms of confidence when we go, all they need is a goal, or all they need is an assist and then the kick on. Something like this, all we need is one win at Anfield when they have a crowd, when they have people like Van Dijk in the team, and then you never know from there. We could genuinely just go and win there every single time for the next few years. Like, that might be how it is. That I want that to be how it is, because I don't really like losing to these lot, especially when they're not in a title race. It makes it even more painful because, there's no reason why we should be losing. At least you can go in the last couple of seasons, getting a point at Anfield last season, early on in the season, title race. You can go, fair enough. They're in a title race, we're in a title race. We've gone there and got a point. When realistically, last season at Anfield, even though they should have been a man down because they weren't, I'd probably say they might have edged it. They might have edged the second half. We didn't have a particularly good game, but this year, my God, if we cannot beat an 11th place Liverpool, then we might need to we might need to rethink Arsenal being in the title race.
Ooh. I think we're at this kind of stage. You remember, again, this fixture 2 years ago, we were in the kind of stage of getting over homes, getting over the demons that have kind of sat with City for the last while, not being able to hold out a lead, the Anfield curse, fucking beating Spurs. We beat Spurs that time. I think there was a who had a hoodoo team around then that we ended up beating. I think it was Leicester. We were getting over those humps, and I think this is the weird little phase where we're going to get over a couple now as well. In regards to look at the start of the season, we've shown that we can turn around and score 4 goals out of nothing. I know we kind of already had that, but now it's proven that this system's going to work with 9. We're now going to Liverpool. We're going to Liverpool with everyone confident, with all the experts saying we're odds on to win this. We're odds on to win this. And this is the time now where you get over the hump. You get over the Van Dijk's in the team. He's unbeaten at Anfield. The Anfield atmosphere as itself as well. This is time City get over it. And you know what? I think we have these such high level of footballers now, and this new 6'5" Norwegian who doesn't have any feelings, so will not be fazed by anything. And you know what? It's only just bigging it up now. We are going to win. We are so unbelievably going to win. This is gonna be clipped up, by the way. So for anyone who has me in clips, sound, but we are going to win this. Joe, I don't know. Do you actually share the confidence? I don't know how much you share the confidence with me.
Yeah, we're going to win. We should be winning. Yeah, I think if we should be winning this game, I think we're going to win. I expect to win. I don't care about variables. I don't care about this record, that record. On paper, don't care. Form. What's the form difference? They come off again scoring 7 against Rangers. We've come off a 0-0. There couldn't be a worse preparation for it. Still don't care. Liverpool have been inconsistent. We should be winning. I expect us to beat a team that is inferior. That is the way I look at it. What is their position in the league table? Mid-table. That's round about how good they've been this season. That is accurate to how good they've been in both ends of the pitch, scoring and keeping the ball out the back of the net. I expect to go and beat them. I expect us to beat most teams in the league. Of course, if Liverpool were on better form, then I'm not sitting here with chest going, yeah, we're going to win. I expect to beat these lot. But they're in such poor form. I fully expect us to go, and it's not going to be easy because Klopp will not make it easy. He's not going to roll over for us. But I still expect to come out on the other side with 3 points and keeping a keen eye on the Arsenal result as well. That's my mentality. Keep, focus on our game, but keep one eye on what Arsenal are doing because listen, I wanted to mention this. Now, I'm almost annoyed that the Arsenal game has been postponed because it would have been a perfect time to mention it, but I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans saying that, oh, Man City, we're coming for you. That is the sign of defeat. That is the sign of defeat. Saying that Arsenal are coming for City, it is the wrong way around. You are top of the league. We are coming for you. If you're saying that Arsenal are coming for us, you've already admitted in your mind, you've already admitted defeat that we're going to pass you on points at some point. and that you're going to be chasing us. When in reality, it's the other way around at this moment. You've admitted defeat already. And obviously, Jurgen Klopp said he's at the title race. I think that he probably is, to be fair. He's already double-digit points down with, I mean, what? You look at this City team, 10 games in, so about a quarter of the way in, already 11, 12 points behind the top of the league. And, like, that can make all the difference with teams getting 90 points. This City team's going to go on and get 90 points easily. Easily 90 points. We're looking right now like we won't lose a game. Easily 90 points.
Literally.
Like they've already dropped so many points this season to the point of, come the end of the season, even if they never lose a game from now until the end of the season, they will still be behind. They'll still be behind just because of the start that they've had. They've already played, I think it was only 2. I don't think they've played Chelsea yet. No, Chelsea was postponed. They haven't played Spurs. They haven't played us, playing us tomorrow. They've played 2 of the big 6. They've lost. Twice they've lost. So, listen, damage has already been done for them, but they still have stuff to play for, because if they have aspirations of going for Jude Bellingham in the summer, they need that Champions League football. Arsenal, top of the league, they look like they will carry on and, push City a little bit, probably fall away. That was the main expectation, but they'll get top 4. City are going to win the league. That's the expectation. Chelsea under Graham Potter. Look, great. They look like a completely new side. They're scoring goals. They're winning games. Spurs, Conte. I saw a start after the Everton game. This is the best start to a league campaign that Spurs have ever had. They're looking good for top 4. This is scary as a Liverpool fan to see these sorts of things and going, we're already loads of points behind. We want to sign players like Jude Bellingham, but we might not even be in the Champions League. If they're not in the Champions League, they can count themselves out. I don't care if they have the money. They need that Champions League football. Like, I don't care how big a club you are. Like, I mean, just look at United. Look at the top player, Frankie de Jong, saying, I'd rather stay in this shit show that is Barcelona than join you lot on a Thursday night. I don't care how big you are. I'd rather stay at this shit show in Spain. Like, Jude Bellingham, if City and Liverpool come in and Liverpool aren't in the Champions League, you go to City. Of course you go to City. Are you mad? Yeah. Like, that's the thing. So they need to seriously find a way to just win games, even if it's not pretty, even if it means going 4-4-2, playing a little bit deeper, playing counter-attacking football, making Salah play up front, getting him involved in the game. They just need to find a way to win games. I mean, listen, I Liverpool fans have relatively little hopes of beating us, which I could understand, but they seem to always have our number and find a way. And I expect them to go 4-4-2 and sit deeper, because I think if they try and go back to what they used to do and play Jordan Henderson in midfield and high line, then it's probably curtains after 10 minutes.
I do think so. So I think if they try to come at us, not having the facilities, it could be a long and bumpy day for Virgil van Dijk and his men. 4 subs off 3.9k, push it, share it around, like it, keep doing it. Even just a comment, leave a comment, get more people to see it. Unbelievable work. So we're wrapping up in a few minutes, and anyway. So I mean, we've heard all the talk.
Do you want to talk about any alternate team selections? I have a few worries.
Combined 11s. We didn't get to do.
I have a few worries about Pep and his overthinking. We did touch on it before, didn't we? I am terrified of Mahrez starting because he's one of Pep's boys. I don't think he will, but I'm still terrified. He came off after half an hour, being the sacrificial lamb for the red card against Copenhagen. Terrifies me to think that because he only got half an hour, there's a chance that he plays. I'm dreading the thought of him entering the football pitch at Anfield. I'm absolutely dreading it because I do not want it at all. Someone else a little bit more low-key that I think has next to no chance, but I mean, it's Pep at the end of the day, is Aymeric Laporte. I thought the decision to take him off against Copenhagen was just really, really odd. There was like 3 minutes left at the end of the game. I don't know why he took him off. He should be completing 90 minutes there because he needs the minutes. I love Ake. He's been so good this season. I want him to play at Anfield. I want that back four that's on the screen to be the back four. But there's something in my mind where Pep's going to go, I don't know whether I could trust Ake at Anfield. You know, I don't know whether I could trust him in this sort of a game. I don't know. I'm just dreading him doing something stupid, man, because like I'm so confident right now because in my mind he's going to go with that team and there's no other way that he is going to pick anything else because he shouldn't. It's when that team news gets announced at 3:30 that I am sat there, and that is when my confidence will change. That is how confident I will be for the game. If he picks that starting 11 at 3:30, if that exact 11 comes out, I am over the moon. I genuinely think that we will go on and dominate and win the game. If he does even one thing different to that, I'm immediately shitting myself and going, what has he done?
I don't know. I'm gonna be confident, man. I'm gonna be confident unless I see the dreaded fucking Mahrez and Grealish. That will be the end. But you know what? We'll take everything into account. We'll take the big game that me in particular have been talking here, and we'll roll it all up into one big score prediction.
I think the previous score predictions we didn't get. I don't think we asked James to do his score prediction, so we didn't get one off of him. We got one off of Daps. Daps and Hugh both said 3-1. That was their. If you missed the stream yesterday, they both said 3-1. That was their prediction. Prediction. Oh Jesus. Again, I think this is just purely the game where it's close, but we lose, or we run away with it. I don't really see a scenario where it's close and we nick it. I don't see that. For some reason, in my mind, if it's close, we're not winning. Because I think if it's close, then we've had an off day. And if we've had an off day, then we're probably not going to win. I think if we turn up, we easily swamp them. So I'm going to say... I really want to go out. I really want to go balls to the wall here and genuinely just go for something outlandish. Like, I really want to go and start saying 4-5, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm going to go... I'm actually really struggling. For the first time, I'm actually struggling to think of what I want to go with.
I can give you my one if you want a minute to think about it.
If you got one ready?
Yeah.
What's your score prediction then?
Hype man says on 4-1. 4-1.
My God.
He's going for it. 4-1. I think Haaland will get 2. You know what? I don't care. I'll be as confident as I want. Everything's going to be clipping this up now. I'm going to see people in work going to have this clip now as well. 4-1 full time. Haaland with a couple. Foden with a couple. I think it'll be the same score as Man United, and it'll be 4-1 because I tell you what, I think it'll be in the exact same vein of when we beat them there the last time. 1-0, 1-1, bish bash bosh. Time to go home, I'm afraid, and that's what it will be. Liverpool will be time to go home. It'll be time for Klopp to retire. Time to hand in the notice. It's going to be finito tomorrow. Curtains for Liverpool. Greatest score tomorrow, by the way. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Murray. Joe, have you had time?
I've had time. I've come to a decision. I'm going 3-0. 3-0. Clean sheet. I haven't seen anyone predict the clean sheet. I felt like I had to represent, you know. Switch
it up.
I think Foden will score. That is my goal scorer. I think Foden will score one. I'm going to go for an outlandish shout. Not of a goal scorer. I think Grealish does something. I think he either gets an assist or wins a penalty. Something like that.
Ooh, penalties are really good, Joe.
I think Jack Grealish against a young, not very young, James Milner, at right back. He should have him on toast. He should genuinely ruin him. He should retire him. And I'm not joking. He should retire. I was looking forward to Trent Alexander-Arnold making Jack Grealish look like a prime Neymar. I had that taken from me when he had his ankle snapped by Martinelli. He was in my FPL team and got me points, so he made up for it. Thank you very much. But
respect.
With Konate injured, or supposedly injured, means Joe Gomez has to play centre half, and they probably have to play Milner at right back, unless this is just a bluff and Konate plays. If Joe Gomez plays, that prediction's probably going out the window, because for as bad as you think he is. Like he's defensive and he's playing at right back.
He's a good defender.
He's a defensive right back, so Grealish should have a tougher time. But if it's Milner, I expect him to ruin him. I expect nothing less than a good Jack Grealish game if he's against Milner. So 3-0, Foden goal. Grealish will come out of the game with something, whether it's even if we don't score the penalty, because it's Anfield and we never score a penalty at Anfield. He will win a penalty, or he'll win a free kick and we'll score from it, or he'll get Milner sent off, or he'll get an assist. He will do something in this. I believe Jack Grealish will do something. I don't have faith to say he'll score because I said that a couple of times and he never did. I'm going to stop that now. But Foden, my goal scorer. He'll do something. If he doesn't do something, I'll be extremely disappointed because he's playing against someone who's not even a right back.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. Like, I think Gomez started, or I do think Gomez will end up playing, but I just have this weird little thing. I think what you could do is drop Fabinho into centre half, play Henderson in a midfield too. With,
oh my God. Oh my holy
Don't
Jesus.
be surprised, man. I'm telling you, don't be surprised. That's just a pure guess.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'd love to see it. To see it.
Gee, here, Fabinho's been poor enough at holding midfielder. Imagine what we'll do to him at centre back.
It's
fuck me. I'll tell you, my prediction to further my prediction, because you've hit it with a Grealish will do something. I'll tell you now. I have, of course, Erling Haaland to score. I think Cancelo and Thiago both come out with yellow cards.
I like. Sorry, I have to go back to that. Grealish will do so. That is the level we've got to now. Grealish will do something. He will do anything. Do something. Get someone booked, sent over. No matter. He will touch the football.
Yeah, he'll do something. Before we wrap up, last one. Trini or Trini. I think there was a Power Ranger called Trini, so I'm going to go Trini. Who is more likely to get steady starts, Akanji or Ake? I'll be honest, Ake because it's left foot.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Pep's got this fascination with. Pep's got the fascination, as revealed by Sam Lee Paul Ballas Athletic after the Man United game, that Pep Guardiola has this thing for one left footer, one right footer at the back, which understandable, I suppose. It does give the balance, but I mean, we got to a Champions League final with two right footers, so it's not like he's never ever going to play two right footers. It's just he has a preference. He just like me for real. Has a preference. Listen, I love the balance. He loves the balance. Me and Pep are one in the same. I wish we were one in the same because it makes predicting 11s a lot more easy. Because fuck me, sometimes it's hard.
Me and Jude also have a lot of money.
I would also have a lot of money.
We'd be in a studio every week if Joe was there.
I'd be a coach.
Joe would be a coach. Joe wouldn't be here. Joe wouldn't be here, but he also wouldn't have any hair, so he was the real loser.
Listen, I'd sacrifice my hair for a UEFA coaching license and like fucking $2 million a year. It was like a decent managerial position.
In fairness, your hair's not going to hold out much longer.
Hey, you'll be going off to Turkey next. Watch your mouth.
I'll have you know I don't have the worst hairline on the channel. Right, come on, the Reds. Good luck tomorrow. You'll probably be able to say, I've never seen them this
scared.
They got good. I've never seen them this. Even when we tanked them the last time there, I was saying
big up Kerwin for the prediction.
Liverpool, he has it in brackets, fair play, Carol. Liverpool nailed City 4.
Grealish goal. Here, Murray, what have you been doing to these people in the chat? They're all saying Grealish goal now. What have you been doing? Have you been secretly DMing them all? Or like off stream going, listen, mate, I want you to say Grealish for this game, pal. You know what I mean?
20 quid. 20 quid.
Tenner on it, Grealish. Come on. You know you want it.
Tenner on Grealish anytime goal scorer, please.
Say it in the chat, please. I don't want to be the only one.
Please, give me a euro. Look, I've talked big game. Joe has talked relatively big game. He said we're going to come out with a clean sheet. We're talking the biggest game, and we're confident. And you know what? There shouldn't be any reason why there's a Man City fan sitting there not being confident. Because again, Joe laid out a great quote that if we don't win, then we've had an off day. I don't see an off day coming. Not on this. I thought we might get one against United. Ooh. We didn't.
CJLFC, Liverpool 1, City 3, or a draw. His hopes are on a draw, not a Liverpool win, a draw. Yeah, I respect it though.
I don't think they're that bad. I don't think
I respect the honesty though. When we had Saeed on for Man United, he said 2-2. He couldn't predict a Man United win. Like, if we're getting someone else on, they're going, here, lads, yous are fucking good. We might get a point, or we're getting battered.
One or the other, I'm afraid.
Yeah, said Man City or a draw. We ain't winning foot. Haaland is too unstoppable right now, and De Bruyne in behind. We don't have a chance. That's not having a chance. Anything can happen in football. Every single team has a chance. We can have an off day. You can have a good day. We could have a man sent off. You could have a man sent off. Anything can happen in football. That's why we love football. Anything can happen.
That's why we love football.
It's not that you don't have a chance. It's just, as it seems, you have a very little chance of winning, at least. I don't think a draw is the end of the world for Liverpool. Right now, given the fact that they'll probably all admit that title is done, they're not in the race, they'll probably take a point against the team that they expect to go on and batter absolutely everybody and storm the league again and possibly go and win absolutely everything there is to win in football over the course of a season, in English football. I think they'll take a point. I think they'd. That's the situation they're in now. There will be a few Liverpool fans that go, no, play to win and all that shit, but I mean, you know, they're the most diehard. They're the hardest to convince otherwise.
They're the people who lob stuff on the bus.
Listen, revenge. Been waiting.
It's been a long cooking revenge, in my opinion. But you know what they say, revenge is a dish that's best served cold. You know the coldest man in the world is Manuel Blood Kanji.
He let his hair out. It looks weird, but I like it. It's very odd.
Oh, for fuck's sake, don't get me started on that. He should have kept the Westbrook crowds. But he should have kept the... Jesus, I'm still on a red bar. Fuck me. Yeah, there we go. Look, man, I think that's kind of it to wrap it up there.
Trini Guna saying, how long are Stones Walker out for? Laporte not an option. Laporte is fit. He's just played no football apart from 2 games against Copenhagen. The Copenhagen game and the Copenhagen away game. So he's not really fit enough. I am absolutely fucking gobsmacked, to use posh words, that Pep has said... Well, I read, I think it was it might be City Report, City Extra, said that Pep said Kyle Walker's going to be back in 10 days. What? The man had surgery last week. What do you mean 10 days? Are you joking? No, I don't want him to be back in 10 days. I want him to be back in fucking 10 weeks. Leave him out. The man is sacrificed. He's putting his season in jeopardy. Do you know what the quote was as well? Afterwards as well, which I hate. Again, it reinforces the point. He's working for Southgate. He said he went into the clinic and said, I've got a World Cup coming up. I need you to do surgery now. And the surgeon was like, yeah, I can fit you in a later date. And he went, no, I want to do it now. I'm coming in. Stop working for Southgate in this World Cup. Well, if that's more important to you, right, then you can just forget your City career, right? That's done. If you're gonna focus on England, right, well, you can just sit on the sidelines till that World Cup then, because I don't care about international football. No, that's a load of bollocks. I don't need you to do that. Like, I hate it. I don't like the quote. I don't like the reasoning. I don't like the motive behind it. I hate everything about that. But I can't see him coming back that quick. Stones, like a week, 10 days. We got told like 10 days, 2 weeks, like a week or two ago. So he's sort of maybe slightly behind schedule. But I mean, the man is made of cheese. So I will allow him to be like another week away from his time frame. It's not like we need him. Manuel Akanji's pretty good at defending.
Manuel Blood Candy.
So, listen, in terms of centre halves, I'll put the predicted 11 back on screen as we end things, just so you know what we think's going to happen.
Is it there or there?
First one. That one. There we go. That predicted 11. That's what we think is going to happen. That's what should be happening, by the way. That's what should be the 11. And, yeah, listen, the defence is good, but we're still tied. We still have our hands tied behind our backs. We still can't really deviate. We still can't do anything else with it. Sergio Gomez is off a red card. Laporte's still essentially getting minutes. Stone's injured. Walker injured. There's not really much else you could do. I mean, you're not going to throw in Rico Lewis or Wilson Esbrand in. So, you know, we're, as good as it is, we are still tied. There's not really much room to manoeuvre in there. So, in terms of centre halves, there's your rundown. Stones and Walker, a week to 10 days. I don't. Pep normally likes to say 10 days, 2 weeks, or a week, 10 days. So I wouldn't expect him to be back like next week in training. It's Pep. He says things like that all the time, doesn't he? He says things like that all the time. Like when he said Haaland didn't recover properly, I just think he was giving him a rest. I don't think he didn't recover well. If he was struggling, you would have noticed it in the game.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think bringing Walker back that fast is crazy. I really don't want that. And again, I agree with you completely. If you're just throwing it all away because you only have one World Cup left in you, then I don't want him playing. I think we'd better.
If he's focused on that World Cup, I don't want him playing because he's got other priorities, clearly. And I don't want that affecting his club form. And if his club form is going down the shitter, then I don't want him playing. It's as simple as that.
It all feeds into it. And the thing is, it feeds back into it because if he's not playing, he won't get to play in the World Cup. Although he will get to play in the World Cup. We've been over this whole Southgate has favourites type thing. Because, let's be fair, he does. If he didn't, Kyle Walker wouldn't have played at all in that international break. He wouldn't have played whatsoever. But no, he has his favourites. He wants to make sure he starts. And when he does start, of course he injusts something. Would you believe it? It's crazy. I'm more than happy to have Stones back though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the return of.
See, Stones is going to have to sit in at right back now as well. You know what I mean?
Well, that's going to be his future essentially.
I think so too. I think it'll save us from signing another right back for a couple of years.
That's why we send the Kanji. Essentially, one of them is going to end up playing at right back at some point, or Ake left back or something like that. Like it was inevitably going to happen. How do you keep 5 centre halves, happy at the same time when you only play 2 every game? Play one of them at fullback every now and then. That's the way it goes.
Every now and then, it is the future. Fullbacks.
It is the future. I have just seen CJ come back in again, saying he agrees with your take of Fabinho. He thinks Liverpool are going to play Fabinho centre half and Gomez right back.
It really wouldn't surprise me, but at the same time, this whole fucking Kanate being out could be a big bluff. Maybe not a big bluff, but more so he put him out of training today to generate something, but he'll end up turning around and playing. Because let's be fair, this now is their biggest game in the next while. This has to be something where they take it as a turning point. They turn around and say, right, we've beat City, we can go on and do something in the league. This is their game. Over.
They're not going to roll over. I said this before. They're not just going to go, hey, City, we're probably going to lose. Let's just get it out of the way with. I mean, their run, as it stands right now, for them, doesn't really get any easier. Like, after us, they've got West Ham, not great league form, but great European form. They're qualified. Forest, easy as you like. Leeds, decent enough. And then they've got Tottenham. And, it doesn't really get any easier for them. So it's not like they can just go, yeah, we'll just put this game to one side. We've got a good running coming. They can't do that. They're not in good enough form to be able to go and do that. They still have to qualify out of their Champions League group.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot for them. There's a lot left for them to play for. They're not just gonna, again, like you said, get out of Champions League group. Fuck me, that dog goes off again.
Listen, we're close to the end. It's been an hour and a quarter. Yeah. Good chat. Got some Liverpool fans in here again telling us how shit scared they are, which I can understand.
I can understand it, but at the same time, you have to realise over the last years, these are the only team competing with. That team doesn't just go away with Sadio Mane leaving. I'm afraid it doesn't. You still have that in you, and that's why there should be area for concern. But for myself, I'm not taking that advice. Fuck that advice. 4-1 full time. But look, I think it's kind of a decent place to wrap it up, isn't it?
I think unless there's anything else that anyone wants to mention, I think John Costa's saying like the stream if you want Milner to start. I've already liked it, mate. If I could like it twice, I'd do it. Trust me. It's just Haaland's running power I'm scared of. To be honest, it's more than just his running power. Very strong. He's a very strong bloke. That Norwegian fella. Anything else? Any other ABO7? Surely he will play better, so he gets picked to the World Cup. That's you'd like to think that's the reasoning, but in my mind, I think that he'll just conserve himself for the World Cup because this will be his last World Cup. He might stretch himself to the Euros, but he's 34 by the time the Euros comes about. Like, he'll probably have retired from international football from them. If anyone could stop Haaland, it's Van Dijk and Konate. What is it with Konate? Right? Was it? I don't know. What happened with him? I'm not in the know in this situation. I've heard that he's injured.
It's a hamstring problem.
His hamstrings have been made of cheese. That was the thing when they signed him. Everyone was saying if he could keep fit, then he's great, but he can't keep fit. So what? Training injury? Was he not in training, or was he injured in training?
I think he just attention. I don't know what he done, but he missed training.
Missed it. Okay. Listen, I'm just looking forward to this. I don't know whether I'll be able to sleep. To be honest, I struggle anyway.
Trust me, I'll
you sleep like a baby.
I've got plans tomorrow. Boys. I will sleep like a child. Yeah, I think we can kind of leave it there, can't we?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end. We're 10 minutes, 12 minutes away from match day. Officially match day. 4:30 kick-off, Anfield. Again, we're all looking forward to it, unless you're a Liverpool fan, and then you are absolutely shitting yourselves. How many people have we got in here? It says 47 for me, 45 likes. Get 5 more. Get 5 more, maybe.
Get 5 more in a minute to 50. Right, you have to 50 to get 5 out. Then you get the did I get a Discord link?
I'll put it in anyway, but as soon as you get to 50, you'll get it straight away.
You won't put it in anyway.
I won't put it in. Get 50 and get to come chat to us on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's your reward. That's your fucking reward.
That's your reward.
Christ, I love yous.
Yeah, come chat to us. There's lots
in
of
fairness,
people.
though, that Discord's been pretty cool lately. We've been playing a lot of FIFA. I tonked fellow 1894 member Luke, and I think he tonked Al's.
I don't know. I
left at 2-0. I had to go to a match and I left at 2-0.
I left the room. I think I was still in the
cars with a silver team. We should let it be known.
I was still in the call, but I did leave the room when they were playing, and when I came back, they'd all gone. So I don't know how Luke and Al's fared with each other on FIFA. I assume Luke won, considering you said he was 2-0 up when you left.
I tell you what, right? Considering I played them both, he definitely won, but it was a mid-off. It was a mid-off because I am, maybe other than Dan, the best FIFA player in that Discord. Yeah. Plug the Discord. Go on, plug the Discord.
We got 46. We got one more. Listen, it was a great effort.
Fair play, boys.
Fair play. You got one in a minute. That's but 47. We're going up in the world. Get in.
You get it. I suppose you get it.
Yeah, let me drop this before we leave, and the music comes back on. You can all just chill the fuck out.
Oh yeah. Listen to the tune, man. That's my.
Listen to the tune because it's brand new, and also I don't think I haven't seen him since he put in the super chat, but I was messing about last night with the on-screen alerts. They are coming soon. I have messed about with it. I understand what I'm doing now, but again, we will never ask for any sort of super chat or any sort of money sending our way, but it is very much appreciated, and you will be able to see your message and your name and stuff on the screen soon. I did look into that, and that will be sorted soon. I don't know how soon. I can't tell you how soon. I think we're going to discuss it at some point, see what sort of image or whatever we want to put on the screen, but you will see your name. Anyway, I was supposed to put this Discord link in.
Check Discord while you're at.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Sweet.
Where is Discord? Listen, link in the chat will be appearing. Oh, it should appear now, actually. Join that. Come talk to us. Me, Mr. Revel, Mr. Murray, Luke. He's also there. Dan, Mod, Renners. Big up Renners. Love Renners. Don't see him often, but he's in there. Kerwin. To name another name in there, John Costa, resident United fan. Als. We have a Liverpool fan in there already, don't we? Klopp, the best manager in the world. That's his name.
Oh yeah, Steve Klopp.
Chelsea fan as well. We have got a few fans from different clubs.
We've actually got a cultured fan base in there.
If you aren't a fellow City fan, don't worry. We do have other fans. We do take the piss out of each other a lot of the time. Mainly us taking the piss out of everyone else, because, I mean, we haven't lost a game yet, so there's really not much you can shout at us for. But yeah, we frequently laugh at Man United failing to beat a team that sounds like a disease. I'm playing on a Thursday. But, yeah, I think that's it. 4-1 from yourself, 3-0 from me, 3-1 from Murray and Daps on yesterday's live stream. I can tell everyone's confident. I'm going to wrap it up now. If you haven't liked the stream, like the stream. If you're watching after the stream, like the stream. If that subscribe button is still red, click it. We're on the road to 4K. I think the goal for me, I was sort of thinking about this before the stream, the goal for me is try and get 4K before that World Cup starts. You know, end on a high before the dreadful internationals start going again. And hopefully we can push it to 5 by the end of the season. We want to grow the community, talk to new people. It's nice to get some Liverpool fans in, because I like the different perspectives of the live stream in here, get some different talking points. It's also funny to see how their confidence has fallen off a cliff. I love it. I love it. Any thoughts before I cut to the music?
We're going to taunt them.
Wait, there we go. Listen, he's confident, so it's probably not going to end well.
No.
Get in.
Smile and wave, boys.
Smile and wave. And we'll see you on Monday, 10:30. Should be the plan, Monday, 10:30. Hopefully we've won. If we haven't, then you can laugh at us. You can send us the clips of us saying that we're going to absolutely thrash Liverpool and all the other clips that you might have. But be there. Subscribe. Turn your notifications on. Don't miss it. 10:30 Monday should be the time that we're live. And we don't actually have a midweek game, so that's wild. But 10:30 Monday. See you there. Anything else you want to say to
No.
chat? No. We're going to tonk him. That's his last thoughts. We're going to tonk him, and I believe we are.
Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you